Admit it, you have been exactly in this situation before. You have just walked into the bathroom, closed the door behind you, and finally found a moment of absolute peace to do your business. But then, almost like clockwork, you hear the familiar click of the door latch. The door is gently, or sometimes violently, nudged open, and standing right there is your four-legged best friend. They casually stroll in, find a comfortable spot right at your feet, sit down, and begin to stare at you. It is a completely unblinking, unbothered, and incredibly intense stare. They are not judging you, but it certainly feels like a massive invasion of your personal space. Most of us just laugh it off. We look down at those big puppy dog eyes and think to ourselves that our dog is just impossibly clingy. We assume they have severe missing out syndrome and simply cannot bear the thought of us having fun in this tiny room without them. Or maybe we think they are worried we might accidentally flush ourselves down the toilet. We label it as a cute, slightly annoying, and maybe even a little bit creepy quirk of owning a pet. But you think your dog is just being a nosy weirdo. You are entirely mistaken. What is actually happening in that small, awkward, and arguably smelly space is not about curiosity at all. What your dog is doing right. That very moment is performing one of the most ancient, deeply ingrained evolutionary behaviors that still exists in their DNA today. It is a profound demonstration of pack loyalty, survival instinct, and an incredibly complex neurochemical bond. Your dog is not being a creep. They are acting as your highly trained, genetically programmed personal bodyguard. To really understand this, we need to completely shift our perspective and look at the world through the eyes of a canine. Let us open up the behavioral psychology file on this incredibly bizarre daily ritual. The first and most prominent reason your dog follows you into the bathroom all comes down to the biology of vulnerability. Think about what happens when you take your dog out for a walk to do their own business. Have you ever noticed that right before they go, they spin around in circles, squat down, and then suddenly lock eyes with you? They stare right into your soul while they are going to the bathroom. In the wild, the act of eliminating waste is the single most vulnerable position any animal can possibly be in. When they are squatting down, they cannot fight, they cannot flee, and they are completely exposed to any predator that might be lurking in the bushes. When your dog looks at you during their bathroom break, they are not asking for privacy. They are actually assigning you guard duty. They are looking at you to say, I am entirely compromised right now, so I need you to watch my back and make sure nothing eats me. Because dogs are pack animals, their society is built on a foundation of mutual protection and extreme fairness. When you, the person they view as their ultimate pack leader and the center of their entire universe, walk into a tiny, enclosed room to do the exact same vulnerable act, their ancient wolf instincts immediately kick into overdrive. Their brain is sounding an alarm, telling them that their pack leader is currently trapped in a small cave, entirely exposed to potential danger. So, they push the door open and sit right in front of you. When they sit with their back to the door, or when they stare directly at you, they are returning the favor. They are standing watch. That look they are giving you translates to, do not worry, boss. You just focus on what you need to do. I will handle any threats that try to come through that door. It is the ultimate act of canine devotion, but the science of the bathroom stalker gets even deeper. And honestly, a little bit gross when we talk about the second reason. It revolves entirely around the complex world of scent mapping. We all know that a dog's sense of smell is legendary. It is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than a human's sense of smell. They experience the entire world through their nose. Now, to our relatively weak human noses, the bathroom is a place we want to spray with air freshener and leave as quickly as possible. But to your dog, your bathroom is a magnificent symphony of information. It is the room in your house that contains the absolute highest, most concentrated levels of your unique, personal scent. It holds your discarded clothes, your damp bath towels, your cosmetics, your shed skin cells, and yes, the biological waste you are producing. While we find that disgusting, your dog finds it incredibly comforting. To a dog's brain, the smell of their owner is the physical embodiment of safety, warmth, and survival. Surrounding themselves with your most concentrated scent profile is a way for them to actively soothe their own nervous system. When the world feels overwhelming, breathing you in is their ultimate form of relaxation. And then we reach the third layer of this behavioral onion, which is arguably the most beautiful part of the whole equation. This is not just about ancient survival instincts or weird scent preferences. It is about an actual, measurable chemical addiction to your love. Let us talk about oxytocin. In the world of neuroscience, oxytocin is known as the cuddle chemical or the love hormone. It is the exact same chemical that floods a human mother's brain when she holds her newborn baby, instantly cementing a lifelong bond. In a groundbreaking study, researchers discovered that when a dog and a human share prolonged eye contact, both of their brains experience a massive surge of this exact same oxytocin. It is a cross-species feedback loop of pure affection that exists nowhere else in the animal kingdom. Now, put yourself in your dog's paws. They know that when you go into that bathroom, you are essentially a captive audience. You are going to be sitting there for at least 5 to 10 minutes. You are not walking around the house. You are not doing chores. And you are not leaving. To your dog, this is premium, uninterrupted bonding time. They use your bathroom break as an excuse to trap you into making eye contact with them. Every time you look down at them sitting on the bath mat and smile, their brain gets a massive hit of oxytocin. They are literally using your toilet time to recharge their emotional batteries and strengthen their attachment to you. They are soaking up invisible hugs while you are just trying to read the back of a shampoo bottle. All of this paints a wonderfully heartwarming picture of how deeply our dogs love us. However, there is a very serious side to this behavior that every responsible pet owner needs to understand. This clingy, bathroom-following behavior is the hallmark of a healthy, securely attached dog who feels perfectly integrated into your family pack. Because it is so deeply ingrained, any sudden disruption in this routine is a massive red flag. If your dog has followed you into the bathroom every single day of their life, but over the last week, they have suddenly stopped, you need to pay very close attention. If you leave the door open, and they prefer to stay curled up in a dark corner of the bedroom, or if they actively avoid your gaze when you try to call them in, do not just celebrate your newly found privacy. In the animal kingdom, a sudden withdrawal from pack activities and a desire to isolate is almost always the very first behavioral symptom of physical pain, underlying illness, or severe stress. When a dog is hurting, their instinct is to hide so they do not slow the rest of the pack down or attract predators. In older dogs, a sudden loss of these deeply established daily rituals can also be an early warning sign of canine cognitive dysfunction, which is the dog equivalent of Alzheimer's disease. Your dog cannot speak to tell you that their joints ache or that their stomach hurts. Their behavior is their only vocabulary. So, if your loyal bathroom bodyguard suddenly resigns from their post without warning, please pick up the phone and schedule an appointment with your veterinarian just to be safe. When you look at the big picture, the evolution of the dog is nothing short of a miracle. Over 15,000 years of living side by side with humans has physically altered their genetics and rewired their brains to the point where they view us as their entire world. The fierce, independent wolves of the past have evolved into the gentle, loving creatures sleeping on our rugs today. But they never forgot the golden rule of survival. The pack must always protect the pack. So, the next time you are trying to enjoy a quiet moment on the porcelain throne and the door slowly creaks open, do not get annoyed. Do not shoo them out into the hallway. Take a second to appreciate the gravity of what is happening. You are being escorted by the most loyal, dedicated, and genetically devoted bodyguard on the face of the planet. They are braving what their instincts tell them is a highly dangerous situation, entirely out of their unconditional love for you. And honestly, we are incredibly lucky to be loved that much. Does your dog have any weird habits when you are in the bathroom? Do they insist on bringing their favorite squeaky toy in there and forcing you to play fetch while you are on the toilet? Or is it just my dog that does that? I would absolutely love to hear your funny stories down in the comments below. And if you want to keep unraveling the fascinating, hilarious, and heartwarming science behind everything your dog does, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have so many more canine mysteries to solve together. Until next time, give your furry bodyguard a big pet for me.